So I was straight vibing in JR Gaming's stream. And then this happened.
Ooh, Archie. Hey JR, I'm only 850 ELO. Want to do a friendly wager sometime tomorrow. Best of 3 game for 3 gifties.
Long story short, he accepted. But it ended up being a best of 7.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it.
This match ended up being casted by Iron Chef. We ended up doing a civilization draft as well. We each had to draft 7 unique civilizations. Now this got me worried. My initial challenge was a best of 3. And this is because I haven't played that many different civilizations. My comfort picks include Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, and Mayans. So I knew I was going to end up with at least 3 uncomfortable picks. So to keep this video as short as possible, I'm just going to show what civilizations ended up being picked by each player on the screen here. Now the first game is always going to be on Arabia, but we also get to choose 3 home picks as well. My 3 home picks were Arabia, Socotra, and 4 Lakes. JR's home picks were Black Forest, Arena, and Hideout. I chose to go Japanese in game 1, while JR chose to go Magyars. My goal for game 1 was to go aggressive early on, pushing with a militia rush in Dark Age, followed by some archers.
Barracks coming down a little bit early for Archie though, and
oh my
Archie's,
gosh, and it'll be coming in
there
hard,
they are.
right onto a forward wood line.
the panic from JR now.
Archie has done a fantastic job at idling JR's vills, right?
He is gonna
I think
try
that
and,
early pressure, JR's just not used to it.
yeah,
Now, honestly, I have to say, this does not look like an 1800 game where you show up with men-at-arms and then you come into archers. Let's be honest.
JR couldn't recover from my early aggression, and I take game 1. Game 2 will be playing on JR's first home game in Arena. I'll be playing with the Britons, while JR will be playing with the Franks. Now Arena is probably my worst 1v1 map. I ended up choosing Britons, hoping to castle drop early on and just run away with the game there.
So yeah, he just needs 5 more stone and he's gonna drop this castle right here on the
there it goes.
on the edge. And unless he quick walls, it could be denied. I don't think there's enough spears to stop knights.
From Archie is not gonna happen.
See, if he
and-
targets the vills, he can stop it from coming up.
yeah, and
One
the
more
castle,
build target, one more build
the
target.
castle goes up, but
Alright, so
I will
Archie's going up
succeed
with
that.
60 bills. JR 80.
Yes, he's 20 vills ahead. So if he is not able to push with these castles, it is actually in JR's favor.
JR's Treb's gonna pop out a little bit quicker.
Especially because of the 40 vill difference now.
That
JR
castle's gonna
does,
go
and
down, I
then-
think, from JR. He's been on the other castle, whereas Red has not. So that second castle is gonna go down around the same
Right.
time.
JR,
And those knights should clean everything.
I'm not
Oh,
sure,
and
but
they
both
both
of
go down at
Archie's
the
castles
same
go down
time.
at the same exact time.
That's great timing from JR. Great timing.
And the
Sniper
knights
Treb.
from JR are just gonna
Wipe
JR's
everything.
gonna
Good
be able
stuff.
to roll them.
In game 2, even though I put up the early pressure with my castle, I didn't boom well and allowed JR to come back and take the game in the late game. For game 3, we are choosing my first home map, so I choose Socotra. In game 3, my plan was to deny JR of as much food resources as possible, so I tried to steal the elephant.
okay.
And there's a Vill coming forward. Is he going to take the elephant? There's an Archie Vill coming forward right at the elephant. Oh, and he's going to get it just before JR. Now, that's a long walk for an elephant. That Vill's going to die.
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess I should just wall. Like, you can
Yeah.
just tell.
Well,
that's
JR wants the game to be a boom. Like, he wants to be able to get to late game. Like, you can't blame him for that. That's his style. That's what he wants to do. He's going to win the game if he's able to do that. So if you want to get to that, walling makes sense, right? Towers be
Food as
great
well.
too here.
Tower of the Barriers.
Yeah, that's a
here.
good idea. I like that. But JR doesn't have a single farm down. Not a farm down and
committed
no
to this.
source of food. And there you go. We've got a queue full of eagles now for
Yeah.
Archie.
Archie gonna come forward with a handful of eagles and some.
Yeah, this is
Some
a nice
archers.
army from Archie here.
These eagles
They are missing
just
every
gonna,
shot.
are just gonna eat the skirms for
Yeah.
lunch and
Even the crossbow.
JR was never able to recover from me stealing his elephant and towering his berries, so I take game 3. Game 4, we are going to Black Forest, JR's second home map choice. This game led to a boom versus boom, and my goal was to cut through the forest with onagers. Although this is my first time trying to do this strategy, So I kind of mess it up a little bit.
Yeah, and he's already got a 10-bill lead on JR. So
So Archie may be showing off the boom a little bit here. He does have 3 relics on his side. I wonder if cutting is on the yeah, we've got mangonels out. He's gonna realize pretty quick that mangonels don't cut. Nice try, but you're gonna have to get the onager first, my friend. He's gonna be really confused. We might see like a pause coming here shortly. Here comes the cut. So I really wish we had Archie on comms for this. Because the mangonel would have been hilarious, and now this is going to be hilarious when he gets through and realizes that he's just in like no man's land. It's going to be like, damn it, what do I have to do to get anywhere near this guy? You're right.
okay.
Well, this is actually a pretty good spot for him to cut, where he's decided to go through as long as he stays to the right a little bit. Yeah, he's not fighting under the castles at all, whereas JR is fighting under the castles. Losing some units from time to time. Although the castle's about to go down. Can he repair? He's going to try. All right, it's saved. Wow. A lot of push.
Nothing really cooking for JR as far as production goes, though. He doesn't have any units queued.
I think he's at a loss of what to make right now. And, unfortunately for him, what he's making, I don't think is ever going to push this army. He needs to add the BBC. He needs to add the hand cannon. He needs to add the cataphracts. He needs to have something that can push. Camel and Skirm are not going to push into Halb and Chokuno. This is an upset, I think, on a closed map.
I managed to win Game 4 and take a 3-1 lead. Game 5 is on JR's final home map, Hideout. My game for this match was to push with militia early on and push through palisade walls. However, JR did something completely unexpected.
Oh, look at JR coming out with 5 bills. What's he doing?
And he's clicked up to feudal age. So
let's go. We're gonna see something from JR. This is what we wanted.
Come forward here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a tower rush poke. I mean, are we on stone at home? We are on stone at home. Oh, and I love this. A lot of people are gonna drop their first tower outside to stop him from walling, but JR is gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna make you wall first. If I can drop my first tower inside, I'm going to drop it inside."
Yeah.
This is risky because if he doesn't quick wall, he can get rushed down.
Yeah, exactly. Then
if Archie knows how to defend that, though, and he's kind of banking that he doesn't, and Archie doesn't.
Oh, okay, and here we go. We got quick walls from JR. Wall the other side. Wall the other side. Oh, no. The bill gets to it. And now,
I don't think this is gonna stay up.
JR is way.
I think this will get up, but I don't think it'll stay up.
No, it's not gonna stay up. And Archie's got a couple of militia in the mix there too.
Well, and also now he's attacking the wall at the north. Like, why not just drop a tower there, be safe, and then get yourself in? Like, have your base tower start there.
Oh, there he goes. That's exactly what he's doing too.
JR, that's way too close to the TC.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That will be immediately shot down if he just garrisons right now. Yeah, and respect to him. We talked about it before the game started. Like, you're losing in a show match. Like, get out of your comfort zone and do something different. And he's done that, and it didn't work. He made a couple mistakes in it, but I gotta applaud the effort.
JR actually takes Game 5. He gets ahead in the late game and outbooms me behind this early aggression. Well done to him. Unfortunately for him, in Game 6, I probably play the best game I've ever played in Age of Empires 2.
JR's not going to be able to take a good fight here.
Yeah, fletching in on a hill. If he did just wait a little bit, he could easily take this, because there's nothing else getting in right now from red, and he's got 2 ranges at home. Now look at the numbers. This is what you wanted to wait for. Now you've got twice as many, and you can just kill. Well, here's the big difference, though, Chef. JR's putting down his first 2 farms right now, and has no other food other than some about 7 on berries.
And
Archie has
on 16 farms.
16 farms, and he's dropping his stable. This is going to turn into Turk, probably camels, I would imagine, maybe even light cav. JR coming. It looks like he might come forward with these archers. I think this is a good idea from JR. He's not going anywhere where he's going to do any damage, though, and Archie does have some skirm and a light cav out as well.
Yeah, so this army will be cleaned up pretty...
Yeah, Archie's halfway to Castle Age. He's producing scouts. He's got skirmishers out already. JR losing archers to the TC.
Yeah,
and
this scout's not going to go down. So
In the end, I had a 32-minute Imperial uptime, and I ended up overwhelming JR's army towards the end in a fairly dominant fashion, so I didn't bother showing it. Thanks to everyone who watched the series live. I believe every time I checked in on the stream, there was about 25 to 40 people watching the stream, so that was pretty cool. And if you stayed here to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. And special thanks to the casters that casted stream. You did a really good job. Really appreciate it. A lot of good insight. A lot of stuff I can take back from that series. And looking back at the games, I really think I can learn a lot. So yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace out.